Hi, this is Thresden, and this is my second walkthrough of the World of Warcraft 8.3 Visions of N'Zoth Intro Questline. I recorded one of these walkthroughs before, but it was in a previous build, and I've heard that they've added the so-called awesome in-game events now. So it's going to be interesting to see what kind of things happen in the game now in this second walkthrough. If you're looking for the latest walkthrough, as of, I think this is December 17th today, this is the newest one. Unfortunately, it's taking a really long time to load the game. It's been like that lately. Alright, here we go. Alright, we got a new heroic battle for Darkshore. Haven't even heard that announced. That's interesting. Season 4 begins. Nyalotha.
Time grows short, champion, and our spies have yet to uncover anything regarding N'Zoth's plan of attack. We must take action against the old god before it is too late. Report to Stormwind Keep at once.
Even with the forces of the Horde and Alliance working together, we still have found no trace of N'Zoth's forces. Ever since his release, the old god has evaded us at every turn. The light only knows what ill he has in store for Azeroth. Meet me in Stormwind Keep. We must put a plan together to uncover N'Zoth's schemes before it is too late. It's got King Anduin Wren's seal there. I can get this to quit spamming me with mission information. Not interested in doing missions on the PTR. I do enough of those on the live server. Either Windows or World of Warcraft has done an update, and now the recording software is working differently, and I can't actually move the controls that let you hit record or stop. You can't see it on my screen, but it's blocking my mini-map, so hopefully I don't have any trouble figuring out where I'm going. As you can see, it's Christmas time as I'm recording this. Can't remember what we call Christmas in Azeroth. It's interesting, this is actually full screen. Normally I can't get World of Warcraft to run full screen. Why am I going in the auction house? I'm just so used to going in the auction house every time I go to Stormwind that I just by habit go there. We should get to see the first awesome in-game event. Just a minute here.
I'm afraid I have little to report, my king.
Then what is SI-7 doing, Shaw? For the Alliance, above all.
It is about time you arrived. I hope you have some sense of how we can manage to root N'Zoth out of hiding. Thus far, Shaw and his spies have proven worthless. I'm going to tell him I'm here to help.
Be vigilant.
Yeah, that was not a awesome in-game event there. It just teleported me. I'm going to report it as a bug. Maybe it's not a bug, but after finishing an unwelcome advisor, the game randomly teleported me to a different location than Stormwind Keep. Well, that's very disappointing.
Champion, I apologize for my conduct earlier. I was not myself. Be vigilant.
It would appear that N'Zoth's corruption is already reaching its way into our minds. We have no time to waste. Go with Magni and Rathian and see what you can uncover. I will ensure that our forces are ready to defend against any attack. Good luck.
A king is only as noble as the causes he serves.
That was a pleasant reunion. Champion, I will await you in Silithus.
Sorry to spring that on you, lad. But before we go, I have a favor to ask.
Anything,
Our
my
world
friend.
needs us, champion. I'm gonna be needing my hammer.
You've done a great deal for Azeroth, hero. But unfortunately, I'm gonna have to ask you to do more. N'Zoth is on the loose, and there's no telling when or where he'll strike. This battle is one you can't face alone. When the time comes, you'll have my hammer at your side. But first, we'll need to fetch it.
For Azeroth!
Fearbreaker. Though I was honored to have it bestowed upon me, I am relieved that you have come to claim it. I feel I was never able to live up to its legacy. Even Bane thought himself unworthy to wield it.
Nonsense, lad. I wouldn't have given it to you if you didn't deserve it.
No, Magni. Fearbreaker belongs in the hands of a Mountain King.
Well met!
Need something, champion? Now see, that's interesting. I think in the previous build, this was not a quest here, so it made no sense. You picked up Fearbreaker and then all of a sudden Magni had it. This time you actually have to give it to him. That's an improvement for sure. It'll be good to be back in the action again. Let's get going. It's time we put Rathian's plans into motion. He'll be heading back to the Chamber of Heart, so we should meet him there.
Back to work! Oh, it's good to feel the heft of a hammer again. Come, champion. We've got work to do.
Whoa, I don't think he made such a dramatic exit the previous time either. Alright, now, is this an old quest, or
Need
is
help?
this something from here? Yeah, those are low-level
careful.
quests. I guess Anduin is going to walk back to his throne now. They really ought to do better about these transitions. Having him phase out like that.
A just cause is always worth
instead of
fighting
just
for.
sitting down. I don't know. Maybe there's no way to fix that. Just lack the technology to do it. Alright, time to go back to the Chamber of Heart.
Hero, your timing couldn't be better. Mechatork is fading fast.
What?
Ready for action.
Mechatork's pod is powering down. We are no longer able to hear him speak. His pulse has slowed, in spite of the best efforts of Kultiran healers. I have an idea, but I'm going to need your help. Meet me at Proudmoore Keep. We must go soon. That's bizarre.
See you next time. The Tide Sages are trying to heal him at Proudmoore Keep. Meet me there.
Okay,
I
so...
will oversee the construction of the units to open the escape pod. I estimate the chances of crushing the occupant at sub 50%.
Sub 50%. Okay, so this is obviously the Mechanome questline. I now realize that's what this is. So if we finish this questline, we'll unlock Mechanomes. The reason this is probably available now is because I just got exalted with Rust Bolt Resistance last week. So the previous time I did this, this wasn't available, but it is now. In any event, I said this was going to be a Visions of N'Zoth intro questline walkthrough, so that's what we're going to do. We're not going to mess with this anymore. So I may decide to edit out that previous part with the Mechanome questline. If you're just joining me here, what we were looking at before was the Mechanome...
Anduin spies couldn't find N'Zoth. Have you had any luck yourself?
My Black Talon operatives have scoured the world to no avail. I wonder... In my research, I came across references to a place called Nyalotha, a sleeping city of numberless crimes, where only dark things walk. But the void deals in potentials, possibilities. Perhaps this Nyalotha is not so much a physical location on Azeroth, as it is a vision, waiting to be made real.
Whatever it is, we've got to get Azeroth's Titan-made defenses ready. Then you and our champion need to find us a target to point them at.
So anyway, that was what I was looking at earlier was the Mechanome questline that unlocks the Mechanome allied race. That has nothing to do with the intro questline to Visions of N'Zoth, so I skipped it and I probably edited that part out of the video. So if you saw a sudden jump in the video, that's what happened. This part right here, in the previous build, Rathian and Magni...
Anduin spies couldn't find N'Zoth. Have you had any luck
There
yourself?
he goes, repeating himself again.
My Black
Yeah,
Talon
this is
operatives
exactly what
have
happened the
scoured
last
the
time. They
world
still didn't
to
fix
no
it.
avail.
I speak
wonder.
for Azeroth.
Alright,
In
the
my
gang's all
research,
here. Let's
I
get
came
started.
across references to a place called Nyalotha.
Unfortunately,
A
we've got no
sleeping
clue
city
where
of
N'Zoth has been
numberless
lurking since his
crimes,
escape.
where only
We do,
dark
however, have an
things
idea
walk.
where he might strike.
But
Back when the Keepers
the
were
void
imprisoning
deals
the
in
old gods,
potentials,
they built defense mechanisms
possibilities.
against their corruption into the Titan
Perhaps
Forges.
this
If N'Zoth
Nyalotha
wants
is
to
not so
corrupt
much a
Azeroth,
physical location
he'll have
on
to go through them
Azeroth,
first.
as it is a
Fortunately,
vision,
we've got ourselves
waiting
hooked up to
to
them
be
now,
made real.
so we can
Whatever
monitor
it
them
is,
from here.
we've got to
Go
get
ahead and take a
Azeroth's
look.
Titan-made defenses. Mother has connected the Chamber of Heart to all known Titan facilities on Azeroth. First things first, let's make sure they're all working as intended.
right before network diagnostics. Rathian and Magni repeat themselves over and over again. Submitted that as a bug last time, but it's still not fixed.
Accessing facility. Designation Uldir. Facility dormant. Residual old god corruption within acceptable parameters.
Given how much corruption it used to have, I'd say that's good news.
Looks like they've made the Titan consoles have better animation now.
Accessing facility. Designation Uldiman. Discs of Norganon intact. Records of unauthorized access not found.
It is not knowledge that N'Zoth seeks. The rise of Nyalotha would erase all that we once were.
Accessing facility. Designation Ulduar. Forge of Wills currently operational. Communication protocol terminated by Keeper Numeron.
I suppose he's annoyed we interrupted his work.
Accessing facility. Designation Uldum. Error. Forge of origination currently inactive.
Inactive? What happened to it?
Unable to determine root cause of deactivation.
I think we can all safely assume what this root cause might be.
This is not good.
Kid Alex Straza standing there.
Azeroth cries out in pain.
We've no time to waste. Without the Forge of Origination, Azeroth is left vulnerable to N'Zoth's corruption. Not to mention it holds a weapon capable of wiping out all life on Azeroth. We'll need to head over to the Forge right away. Mother can hold down the fort here. Hurry on, I'll meet you there.
Fight for our world!
Interesting right here. It doesn't. The quest doesn't tell you which way to go. You know what? I'm gonna take. Pretty sure. Fastest way is to take the portal. It's a lot of loading screens, but I'm pretty sure this will be faster. Rather than trying to fly directly there. That's interesting. Nothing is happening.
How may Ramkahan aid you? Ramkahan stands with you.
Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Now, what is this? It's a world boss. Vuklaz the Earthbreaker. As you can see, there's a
Over
bunch
here,
of
champion!
dead
I
Amethets.
think I found who took control of the forge. These stones have tales to tell.
You got here just in time, Thresden. This whole place is overrun. It looks like the halls of origination have been claimed by a group of Otolvir calling themselves the Amethet. I don't know much about them other than they're new in town and not the friendliest of types. We need to get in there and reactivate the forge, or else Azeroth will be done for.
Remember your duty to Azeroth. No time to waste. We've got a Titan forge to reboot. Oh, it's been ages since I've held a hammer in my hands. Feels good to be back in the action.
Intruders! You dare defile this place with the curse of flesh?
And this is kind of ridiculous, but you could just prowl right past all of these mobs. It really ought to make them detect prowl or something. Because this is just too easy.
Wait! See those statues? The Amethet must have reactivated the forge's defenses. We'll have to turn them off before we can cross. The controls should be down below.
This music is a bit too loud. Got 2 more consoles. I shouldn't have left this area because I missed this other console on the other side here.
That's all of them. Onward now.
I need to target.
The forge is ours, trespassers!
Once again, you just prowl right past him.
The Watcher is not yet complete. I need more time. Unauthorized life forms detected. Commencing. Our enemies are already upon us. Activated.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
All right, we're having some extra dialogue there. Previously those mob just ran out and they didn't say anything. This time they say, "Oh, we've been caught. We have to run away."
Compromised.
The Amethyst can make their own Watchers. We'll have to worry about that later. Come on, let's take the lift up to the control chamber. What the? The power's been shut off. Hang on, I'll get us access to the conduits.
There was a bug previously that kept Magni didn't trigger Magni's dialogue, and so the only way to get through this part was to restart the scenario.
Look, some of the consoles here are still active. If we can figure out which one controls the lift, we can reroute power to it and get it working again.
Alright, so this is a bit of a puzzle here. You have to look at these different consoles and figure out which one is which, because the one you want to activate...
Data archive! Must be where all of the forge's diagnostics are stored.
I don't have a target.
Okay, so this is not the lift. The plaque on this terminal reads, Norganan Data Archive. It appears to have been damaged by the Amethyst and is currently non-operational.
Reroute the power here, we can get her running.
Alright, so this is the correct one. This terminal controls the power to the lift in the Maker's Rise. 2 pillars flank the terminal, topped by orbs of power. It looks like diverting power into both orbs will activate the lift. Alright, so now that we know which one is the correct lift, now we have to reroute power to it. Best thing to do here is clear out all the Alright, now. Click these. Makes the power go in a different direction. So now it's no longer going up here. Let's see what this is.
This must be where we're powering the defenses we encountered earlier. Shut this one off.
I don't have a target.
This terminal controls the power to the Forge of Origination's defense matrix. Okay. So we shut that off. And now we've rerouted it to go to the left here. But we actually need it to go to the right. Let's see if I can turn this. Alright, do it again. And now it's going to the correct place. Still... You know what? Let me try something different here. I think we actually need it to go across this way. And then I need to kill this guy. Okay, so now it's going to the left side of the console. Now we need to get something going to the right side and we'll be done. Actually, I don't know how I'm going to do that because I've only got one beam. Oh, it looks like it is working. There's two beams coming out of that one beam.
That should do it.
There we go.
Flesh cursed. Your kind are unworthy of the Titan's gifts.
Alright, now that was new dialogue, I believe. Alright. So now I guess we need to go back to the lift, which is basically what the map is telling me to do. Oh! Now we got a boss. Sun Prophet Tin Hamen.
You have tainted this place long enough. Fall before the Ammon. Time and again you have failed to protect the Titan's work. Now you will burn. I grow tired of this ruse.
Whoa!
Such misplaced zeal. Their eyes remain closed to the true path. Not like you, my devoted chosen.
Champion, are you there? I thought we lost you for a second. If N'Zoth's minions are inside the forge, then this is worse than we thought. We have to hurry. Come on!
Alright, so that scene there at the end with N'Zoth, that happened previously in the other version, but this time it happened at the end of the boss fight, and we seemed to be going crazy even during the boss fight, so it was much more convincing that way. It seemed much more terrifying in that version. It really kind of looked like we were going crazy.
Looks like the lift is working. The control chamber should be on the 3rd floor.
Now, this is interesting. You can go to the other floors. And, okay, so there's some barriers in that one. But from what I remember, there should be some enemies. No, they took them out. Okay, that's interesting.
Here we are. I'll contact the Chamber of Heart.
Connection received. Please confirm elimination of hostile entities.
We took care of them, but not before N'Zoth gave the Forge a beating.
Understood. Access power terminals to commence system reactivation.
Okay, that was one power terminal.
Receiving signal. Error. Unable to access primary power conduits. Direct circuit to Chamber of Heart required. Interface Heart of Azeroth with main console.
You know, I never like interfacing the Heart of Azeroth with anything, because that's how we accidentally freed N'Zoth in the first place.
Circuit established. Restoring power. Error. Forge operating at 37% efficiency.
37? That can't be enough to keep Azeroth protected.
Affirmative. Additional power sources required. Initiating query for suitable alternatives. Stand by.
It looks like your work isn't done, champion.
Yeah, none of that stuff was in the previous build. That definitely fills out the story more. We got the Forge back, but not before N'Zoth was able to cripple her systems. I'm afraid our work is far from done. It looks like we're gonna have to wait a spell, while Mother figures out what to do with the Forge. In the meantime, we'll want to try to make sure nobody tries to do any more damage here. You should check in on the Tol'vir in Ramkahin. I know you've helped them in the past, so they might be able to help us keep the Forge out of the wrong hands.
I'll return to the chamber and start figuring out our next move. We can't afford to lose the Forge again. Do whatever it takes to protect it.
Yeah, and I really do not like this. You end up getting left here, and there's no portal to take you back to the Chamber of the Heart, or to Borealis, or anywhere. Hopefully, my Hearthstone is not on cooldown, which it's not. But they really need to fix that before this goes live. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous because we were right there inside the Forge of Origination, and now we've got to hearth back and then fly all the way back to Uldum, even though we were in Uldum. But we couldn't get out of the scenario because the lifts don't work.
brigands. Your kind are not welcome here.
We come unarmed, and we only seek an audience with the king.
It would seem you are not the only ones.
Alright, got new voice acting added there. Those guys over there didn't have voice acting previously, but I guess Blizzard got the voice actors in the studio, finally got that done. Welcome to Uldum, Druid. I wish we could have offered you a warmer welcome, but I'm afraid my people find themselves once again in a dire situation. You seek assistance defending the Forge of Origination? It would seem that our goals align. The Halls of Origination are but a small portion of the Forge's true scope. Any threat to Uldum would be a potential threat to the Forge, and Uldum has found itself with many new enemies of late. We were about to convene the High Council when these Waste Wanderers arrived unannounced. Perhaps you could join us in learning about these threats? Quest objective is to learn about the threats facing Uldum in Rom.
Farewell, traveler.
I need to examine the sands of shifting visions. Oh, that's these things. Yeah. Nothing happened. Another, quote, awesome in-game event.
Hail, adventurer.
The threats to Uldum are greater than I had imagined, although I am loath to throw our lot in with the Waste Wanderers. It seems we have no choice but to band together against these threats. I'm afraid that also means I will need your help once more. Will you join us? I will join you.
It is clear that Ramkahan cannot face these menaces alone. I propose an accord with those here today, that we band together and defend our home. You cannot be serious. I will not partner with grave robbers and bandits. You will obey your king. All who would fight for Uldum are allies of Ramkahan.
The Waste Wanderers stand with you, King Phaoris.
The League's got your back too.
Very well. Together, we will vanquish all who threaten our home. For Uldum. You may speak.
Our accord with the Waste Wanderers and the Explorers League will aid us in defending Uldum. Yet even with our combined strength, we may not be able to hold these enemies at bay without your help. The Tol'vir take the protection of the Titan's constructs here in Uldum as a sacred duty. However, our numbers have dwindled, and we face greater threats with each day. Even with the strength of our new allies, we will only be able to hold these enemies back for so long. Should any of them surge in power, they may still be able to overwhelm us and endanger the Forge. This is where your assistance is needed. Lion keeps growling. It's really annoying.
Our power is in our people.
Alright, I gotta go talk to High Commander Kamsis.
Do not waste my time.
Our scouts have eyes across the whole of Uldum, watching the movements of enemy forces. If we can alert you of any upcoming surge of activity from one of these enemies, I have no doubt you will be able to quell them. Would you like to hear the latest scouting report?
Destroy all who serve N'Zoth.
I said show me the current assault. And now it's brought up a new
With
quest.
each passing day, new enemies descend upon Uldum. We must drive them from the sands. Strike them down wherever possible, but focus on key objectives and enemy champions to deal the most damage.
Okay, now...
State your business.
I can take these daily quests right here, but they are missing the Coalescing Visions rewards. Because we're not done with the intro questline. These are not real assaults that we're doing here. So, really, If you know that the Black Empire assault, actually, either way, if you take these quests, you don't want to turn them in until you finish the intro quest line. And I'm just not going to take them here.
Enough chatter.
But in the live game with this launches, you may want to take these quests and then just don't turn them in until afterwards. They may also find some way to fix it, but it's just because of the strange fact that this is not really an assault. It's like a tutorial assault. Let me see if I can turn off war mode here. Keep forgetting whether you can turn it off. No. Okay. If horde players kill me, I'll just res and go on with my business. Okay, so now we can click on this big N'Zoth eyeball right here and see assaults, but it doesn't work because we're not done with the quest line. So we just need to go here and finish this assault. Normally, you might want to do some daily quests while you're doing this to get extra coalescing visions, but it just doesn't work in this tutorial version. You know, there should also be... Oh, look at this worm from beyond. This is a new thing I've been hearing about. This thing, if it sees you, it will put all kinds of debuffs on you, and if you get too close, it'll kill you. Wonder if opening this chest counts as part of the assault. Probably not, but it's worth a try. Well, I can't even find it. Okay. So all we're trying to do here is make this bar get all the way full by killing enemies, doing quests. Now there should be another quest line that is permanent. It's not daily quest.
I don't have a target.
And I haven't seen it. If I can see it on the map. Maybe I missed it. It was over here. Encroaching poachers. I know those are dailies. Concern. Uh-oh. I heard a lot of people were complaining on the forums about, oh, you know what, that That's the Dormy. I don't need to mess with that. A lot of people were complaining on the forums about those worms flying around, but really they're pretty easy
This
to
had better
avoid.
be good. We have a war to wage.
Oh, there's people fighting. The Sun King's chosen. How did I miss encroaching poachers? Alright, it looks like they took that quest line out. I don't see it on here at all. There was a quest line involving a dwarf who is investigating the area, and it was bugged. That quest line didn't work, but I'm surprised that they just took it out. Debuff here. Great Worm's foul stench. Flew near a Great Worm from beyond. Flying speed reduced by 30%. All this stuff. You know, this is interesting. There's a bunch of optional objectives in this quest. That's strange. I mean, why would you want to do optional objectives? It doesn't look like you get further rewards from it. Other than the rewards you would normally get for doing those things, like one of them is rare enemy defeated. You'll certainly get some rewards for killing a rare, but beyond that, there doesn't seem to be much point.
Too far away. I need to get closer.
Seizing the enemy's resources will bring their supply chain to a halt. Give them nothing to reinforce their armies.
Alright, so I did get credit for the assault by picking up that chest. Chests do give you credit.
This appears to be a place of importance to our enemy. Do what you can to disrupt their operations.
Alright, there's lots of new voice acting in here. Lots of places where it cuts in and has him talking.
We need to get closer.
In the previous build, you could take over one of these things and attack the enemy with it. That was fun. I don't see any way to do that here, but maybe it's in another area. And there's a quest to rescue these guys. But I either didn't pick it up or it just doesn't load now. This version of the assault. So far, it looks like they have cut down on a lot of the quests that you get in this first version of the assault. Like, they wanted to make it simpler. And I still have some quests. I have Down from the Sky. Just to kill Amathet Bowman. But it looks like they basically roped everything into this surfacing threats quest. It's no longer all of these separate daily quests. Maybe they decided that it was too confusing for players new to the patch. One of the great things about beta testing new patches, to me at least, is seeing how the patch changes over time. You don't get that when you play the final version, you know, because there's not major changes made after it's released. Interesting to see how Blizzard thinks about these kinds of problems. How do you introduce a new piece of content in a way that's fun and exciting but not overwhelming? I have a feeling this is going to be over very quickly. This took 2 hours. The whole process took 2 hours the first time, and we're at 1 hour and 12 minutes, and I'm 56% of the way through this assault, so I think this is going to be significantly faster to finish. Alright, we're 67% complete. I don't remember these guys running around in the previous one. It's a nice touch.
That was a blow they will not soon forget. Continue to thwart the efforts of our enemies.
This guy's a guardian druid, he's gonna take on all of them. Alright, 89% complete. We're real close.
I need a target.
Oh. I think I almost stole his skin there. Oops. Just need 4% more.
I don't have a target.
Unworthy vermin! Our keeper will reclaim the forge, and we will purge Azeroth of your corruption! The commander has emerged. Eliminate them to end their advance.
Alright, I've got to deal with some issues offline, so I'm going to log off right here and record the rest of this separately and edit them together, so I'll see you in just a second. Alright, I'm back. Let's go kill this, You know, I've got one of these objectives is to speak with Captain Hadon? Captain Hayden? I wonder where he is. Okay, so actually I think that's part of the second phase to the assault. So he should be somewhere nearby. Over here, I imagine. Yep. Uh-oh. Can't speak to him. In the final phase of surfacing threats, I cannot speak to Captain Hadon. Alright, I think I heard people were having trouble with this before, and you could just go kill the boss. It's optional.
It is done. The enemy forces are routed and in retreat. Return to Ramkahan when you can.
It says current assault repelled 0 out of 1. But that's just because we haven't turned it in, I guess. The only thing we didn't do is we didn't kill a rare enemy. I wonder if there are any rare enemies around. I don't see any. So that's fine. It's no big deal.
Do not waste my time.
The Legionnaires of Ramkahan stand ready. Ha! You showed those dusty zealots what a true warrior looks like. And my reward is going to be a cache of the Amethet.
We have a war to wage.
Now I can turn in surfacing threats.
Do you bring news?
The threat has abated, for now. Our scouts will continue to monitor enemy movements. With any luck, we should be able to keep them at bay before they can make a move on the forge. Thank you, Thresden.
Our
Champion,
power is in
Mother
our...
may have found a way to restore the Forge of Origination. Meet us at the Chamber of Heart as soon as you can.
This is Magni talking. Thanks for helping me back there at the forge. It's vexing that N'Zoth was able to infiltrate it so quickly, but at least we arrived in time to keep it from being completely wrecked. Now comes the task of getting her back to 100%. Mother has been working on a solution, and we think we've got a plan. So I just need to go back to the Chamber of the Heart. And that is going to be the end of this video. I will continue the story.
How may Ramkahan aid you?
In the next one. Bye, everybody. See you next time.